back at it again, everybody. Today we're going over optics, okay? What optics should you get for your rifle? And I got a little selection here, and we'll see what works best for you. Now, starting off, let's go from close range to long range, okay? We're gonna really want to tailor what you get your optic for your rifle based on your mission set, what you want that optic to accomplish and for what reason. Right here on the closer end of the spectrum, we got an EOTech, okay? Not a huge fan of this EOTech. This first one I ever got. This is the, I think it's the EXPS2, and it's not too bad. It's a little short. It's a short one. And of course you see I got it on my little pistol here. And it's not a bad sight. Press one button down or up, doesn't matter, and it'll turn the unit on. There you go. So it's a circle dot. Turn or press both, turn it off. And yeah, you could see, I don't know if that comes on camera, it's a little dirty. There you go. So I use the thing, okay? This one does take one CR123 battery, and you do have the adjustments on the side there. Now this will be if you are wanting a close range optic and you're wanting to not push out. I wouldn't want to push this thing past 200 yards personally. If I'm using this past 200 yards, I'm gonna want to, unless I have to stay in that theoretical fight, then yeah, I'll keep going. But really, I mean, looking at a man-sized torso with that dot at 100 yards even is a little tricky. It's not the most precision sight. These EOTechs you can get for around, I think I got this one for like 600 bucks. They're not cheap. There are, I'm gonna be honest, there are plenty of other options. Sig makes a lot of good red dot sights, and for, you know, no magnification, it's just a 1x optic. And holographic, of course, you have prism optics, you have just the holographic and the laser display kind of projected optics, which are sometimes the cheaper ones. But prisms, I'm thinking about looking into a prism style optic, and this one isn't bad. This does the job, and I really just got it because I like the look of it. If I were to do it again, there's a couple Vortex optics that I like, and those could work well if you want this optic for maybe a home defense rifle. If you're wanting something just for close quarters, it's not a bad option to get a red dot, whatever you're choosing, kind of red dot, one magnification. I'd say 1 to 4 would be the most I would want for a close range optic. And of course with these two, you can put a magnifier on it, just like a lot of other red dots. You can buy an external magnifier that flips right on. I have never used one of those. I don't know how good it looks through the tube, but it's an option. All right, next up on the list, we have a Reticle ACOG. Yes, ooh. This one's my baby, all right? This is my battle rifle. If something were to happen, this is it, okay? This ACOG's on my Daniel Defense M4 V7 Pro, and I think this is a pretty sweet setup for damn near all scenarios if I needed it, okay? So you can see I put a little tape up top because that little tritium up top really sucks in a lot of sunlight, and it makes that reticle really bright. So this is a 4x zoomed optic, and it does not run on any kind of battery. You see Reticle ACOG. So 4x32. You have your adjustments here for windage and elevation. And yeah, it's a sweet optic. I personally love this. I used it when I was in the military. This one just screws on with these two screws here. And maybe in a different shot I could see if I can have y'all take a look through this thing. Might be a little tricky on camera, but we can try. This thing is sweet, and the magnification on it is good enough to where you can make closer shots with it, closer engagements, whatever. Or, you know, I've taken this thing out to 500 yards. and you can easily hit someone at 500 yards with this. A target, that is. The one I used was a chevron styled reticle. This is just a cross, and this one's gonna set you back a little bit more. I think the cheapest I've seen them is like 1,400. They're expensive, okay? Not to say that there aren't other intermediate optics that you can use for this kind of zoom. I'd say around a 4 to a 6 time would be like an intermediate magnification for an optic, so that'll get you your close to medium engagements. So, but like I said, I doubt most people will be, you know, with their civilian ARs, be getting to anything more than 300 yards. But these can easily go out to 500, and you can consistently hit your target at 500. Like I said, this is on my main setup, so if you just have one rifle and you want to protect your home with it and have it for self-defense or whatever, range toy, this will do a lot for you. And there are probably some more different variants of around 4 times zoomed optics that you can use in this area that aren't so expensive. So this is just my choice. This is just an option that you can take a look at if you're wondering. Okay, now this is where things get interesting. So here is a Sig Tango MSR, and it's a LPVO, so low power variable optic. It's pretty freaking sweet. Okay, and I got this on my 300 blackout build. Comes with pretty much everything you need. Okay, comes with the scope, it comes with the rings, the mount, the cantilever mount. So it's gonna slap on your AR platforms and it's gonna feel like it's got the right height, everything. It's got magnification, and you can go from a 1 time, this one goes, as you can see, all the way up to 6. So Sig dropped this thing for like 300 bucks, and I love it. It works very well, and it comes with this little throw lever as well, so you can easily turn the magnification. And of course you have your standard windage and elevation adjustments, and it's illuminated. So you don't have to illuminate it, but you can in those low light situations. I would say bang for your buck if you don't mind having a bigger optic like this on your rifle. This is probably one of the better options to go by. There are LPVOs, these kinds of scopes can get up there in price quite a bit, but I mean, like I said, this Tango MSR, 300 bucks, it's a smoking deal on this thing. And it's on a 1-time magnification right now. I bet I can get y'all to see that. Oh yeah, well, there you can see the reticle a little bit. I'll try to get a close-up of the inside of these in a bit, but applications for this, you can go close range at the 1 time, and you can keep both eyes open while you use this. I recommend that for any kind of shooting. I would keep both eyes open, especially if you're trying to use this for a defensive rifle. You want to be able to see everything, right? So this gives you that option. It's not very picky on where your eye relief is, so you have a lot of versatility when you use this. Would I use this on a rifle in my house? Probably not. I'd probably want the EOTech or some kind of smaller red dot that I could just place on somebody. Either way, it's very good for the money. We'll take a closer look and get some shots going with these. Let's see if that... Is this mag just not wanting to seat properly? Ah, let's try it again. Yep. Very easily just swapping between targets on the 1 time. And I'm keeping both eyes open. Really easy, I could see everything. There's a little, the ring of the scope, of course, is blocking out some of the view. And I would say, yeah. Your whole field of view, though, is open. You can see everything. And this is at 50 yards. Super easy to use when there's no shooter mod needed. Of course, I don't know, that could have been just a mag that didn't want to see it all the way. Or I just don't know how to put a mag in, you know. I have no clue. Anyways, let's get... I can't shoot with the camera through this and have it show up good with the stock. Like, it's not the right level for my camera. So I'm going to have to take this off. But it is still shooting where I wanted to. I have set it and zeroed it once, and it's been good ever since. So we're going to take this off real quick, and I'll give you all a look down the scope. All right, there it is. I'm on my shaky hand, but you can see it just easily between targets. There's the reticle. And let me zoom it up for you. Now it's going to be difficult. Oh yeah. Oof, this is rough. But there you see it. Ding. Yeah. I'm so shaky. But there's the reticle. It works pretty good, and it's easy throw over, and it's really not too heavy. But for an LPVO for this price, I mean, it's really a good deal. I'm going to throw this back on and see if it is shooting where I need it to. All right, we just popped this thing back on. Let's see if that actually chambered it. It did. Sweet. Hopefully this thing stayed in it's zero. I think so. Let's bring it up to 2.5. Yep. Still works. Pretty sweet little optic there. Let's take a look at the EOTech now. Ugh. Okay, so now we're rocking with the EOTech here. Let's see what we got. Maybe a little bit brighter. Yeah, a lot brighter. It's pretty sunny out now. So, this is on my Anderson AR-15, nothing crazy, AR pistol, and this should be pretty good for, like I said, this close range stuff. We got some targets here at 15 yards all the way up to 50. You can hit things at 150, 200 with this EOTech, but let's see, even like, oh, I gotta put this back. Even this close, it's not the most precise. Let's get some shots out. Keeping both eyes open. So, pretty easy to pick up targets close. Switch between. It's not a big cumbersome sight. Decent choice for a closer optic. Still, there are plenty of other options that aren't this expensive that will do the same job. So again, this one I don't even have the tool out here to take off, which is another kind of downside of this. If I needed to take it off in a quick hurry, whatever, it was blocking my sight picture for my iron sights. If it went down, I'd have to have a tool for it. But there you go, you can see the circle dot. Not the most crisp image, but it's there. And it works. It works okay. I would definitely recommend, though, having a set of backup irons that you can either co-witness or whatever, you can see through this sight in the case it takes a shit on you. And then you have a set of sights that you know will be there and ready to go. I recommend that on any of your battle rifles, your go-to rifle. Have a set of backup irons. Funny I should say that, my Daniel, which is my main battle rifle, I don't have a set of backups on it right now. I'm wanting to get some of the 45-degree offset ones, but yeah, having regular sights on that's a bit weird because the ACOG comes back so far. It's like you'd have to take the ACOG completely off and then flip those up, which is doable. But anyway, there's this. Let's take a look at that ACOG. Oh yeah, that is much better. Yeah, so like I said, from back here I don't have enough real estate really to put backup irons, so I got to figure out some other way to get backups on this. But here's the ACOG, and it is much easier to use for distance. For close-up you can still use it decently. Let's get some shots. Oh yeah, damn. This AR has no recoil. I think it has to do with that sweet little comp up there. But yeah, I can try to take this off too, see if it'll look decent through the camera so you can see the reticle. But just like the previous, a couple seconds ago I was shooting the other AR, these targets are pretty close, and I'm able, with the 4x zoom, very clear looking side picture. If I can shoot, pretty easy to switch between targets, even this close or of course far away. Eye relief is somewhat forgiving. You can, if you're all the way back here hanging out, you're gonna have that scope shadow, but you're still gonna be able to see and shoot. Up close, again, you're still gonna be able to see and shoot. The left to right gets a little tricky. This is one of those optics kind of wants you to be at least in a right line of sight picture. Not so forgiving as a red dot. So yeah, let's pop the thing off, see if I can't get a decent look through it. That's not too bad. Let's see if I get in there a little bit. Oh, nice. That was much better than the other one. Let's see if I can't hit it with the darker backdrop so you can see the reticle. There we go. And that's the cross reticle, and it has a few drop down tabs so you can see your distance bullet drop compensation. There you go. There's a look down this. Pretty clear. And that's at 50 yards. Yeah. That works pretty well. So, ACOG for the win, for sure. I would definitely recommend this if you have the change to shell out. And that, you could see the reticle was pretty bright. And I have the tape on here. So imagine no tape, it's screaming at you. That's probably the one thing that you are going to have to do to this if you don't want it to be blaring bright red. Is put some tape over that. You can see if I cover it up all the way, then it's really not that bright. Take my hand off, pretty bright. And that's only this little bit of tritium exposed right there. Cool. At least it let me see down the damn optic this time. That's good. So to wrap things up, let me know in the comments what you would pick if you have any questions. Like I said, it really depends on your mission set for that rifle. Why do you have it? Why are you using it? What are you using it for? And that should lead you in some direction of what you need. And if you want to do some precision shooting, then you'll probably get a scope that is already at a 6x zoom going further to like a 12 or whatever. So close range with the EOTech, intermediate to long range, and close to medium long range. Not too bad. If you want to see anything further on these three, these are 3 of my 4 ARs. 2 of them in 5.56, 1 in 300, and I have an AR-10. But this is a 300 blackout. This is a Bear Creek upper. Then I got the spikes lower. Geisley G2S trigger on that one. This one I still need to throw a trigger in. I want to throw this trigger in. This comes with the Geisley SSAE trigger. Phenomenal. This thing is crazy good break, really light. You could shoot it super fast. That one for sure. I want to get that same SSAE trigger put in this. This is just a standard mil-spec trigger that it comes with. It's Anderson. Only thing cool about this Anderson lower is it says auto on it. That's pretty sweet. But yep, the Daniel, Anderson, and the Spikes / Bear Creek. Pretty sweet. Let me know if y'all have any questions about them, and we can see if I can't get those answered for you. At the end of the day, though, do your research. I got these 2 on Optics Planet. Usually they're running some kind of deal, but it doesn't have to be expensive, you guys. You can really get a decent working red dot for around $200, and it will do everything you need it to for the most part. So that'll wrap it up for today. Thanks for watching. Just a follow-up, threw the ACOG back on after showing it through the camera. Let's go for some headshots. Hopefully this thing stayed where I needed it to. Yep. It definitely did.